Hey guys, wanted to bring you another NBA video of the top 10 things that was very interesting that happened. And so this was also found on ESPN, and just want to break down the top 10 of day one of free agency. So no signing of LaMarcus Aldridge and uh, Andre Jordan. So those two players that most people are trying to cover and get have not signed. So that's something that I thought was very interesting. But LaMarcus Aldridge has um, meetings still, and so that's going to be very interesting to see. Um, there was a headline: Aldridge was not impressed with the Lakers' pitch, so that's kind of eye popping, especially with. I guess you can't be surprised, but they're trying to do more of off the court pitch selling instead of on the court. So it sounds like the Lakers know that they're not a good team and they can't contend. So it's just going to be like the Houston Rockets when they got James Harden. Then they got other players to be able to come and convince, like Dwight Howard, and then they got Josh Smith from that free agency. Sounds like he might re-sign. And players want to go to winning teams, so that's the easiest thing. I mean, look at Cleveland, same thing. Kevin Love re-signed. All these players want to play with the best players, so and win. And if they have no chance of winning, Lakers are behind. So that's the pecking order. So until they get one of those superstars, they're not going to be contending and signing anybody big. So if I was them, I would have never drafted D'Angelo Williams, because you don't know how long this is going to rebuild now. And he might be a superstar, but if you want to rebuild a lot faster for the Lakers' sake, you're going to have to trade for a superstar in this new age NBA, or you're going to have to be patient enough to be homegrown, just like the Golden State Warriors. And the Warriors started off with Steph Curry and was able to build on top of that. So that's what the Lakers are going to have to now face. Are they going to have to try trade a lot of their assets as much as they possibly can to get a person like DeMarcus Cousins or anybody out there that's willing to be traded? Or are you going to have to be willing to wait for D'Angelo Williams to grow and be a better player, and then have other players want to come suit because of that? It's not all about location now, because again, during the off season you could buy your off season home or whatever. These guys make so much money, and they're going to get more money if they win anyway. Stuff like that. Kevin Love back in Cleveland, and same with Shumpert and Tristan Thompson. I made a video specifically with Cleveland. What I thought they did was great. Suns nab Chandler, so that definitely helps them in the running with LaMarcus Aldridge, because he wants to play with a center, so he doesn't have to be playing the 5 position. So that definitely helps the Suns be that runner up. But I thought Houston, you could play next to Dwight Howard. That's pretty good. He could be in the great system that way. That's something I thought was interesting, if they're not going out with that route, unless they're okay with Josh Smith being there, which is fine. But then I think their biggest need they're going to need is a point guard. Patrick Beverley, he's a good defender and all, but you're going to need a point guard that could help too. So that's something that they should probably consider instead of focusing on LaMarcus Aldridge. Draymond Green re-ups with the Dubs, so that definitely, I mean, this off-season seems like you're trying to retain what you got and pretty much try to steal some of these players off if you can. I mean, the Hawks lost DeMarco Carroll and keep Millsap, but losing Carroll to the Raptors, it cost a lot for the Raptors. So that kind of tells you how much you have to throw at these players. That what used to be a max deal is no longer a max deal. The new max deal is going to be Anthony Davis, which was pretty interesting how much he signed for. 5-year, $145 million. That's a great. I think, like I said, I said a video. He's probably going to be the best player in 2 or 3 years at most. The Truth, Paul Pierce, he's going to be reunited with Doc Rivers. That's actually a pretty good fit coming off the bench for him, and that's 3 years, $10 million. He's going back home where he grew up and stuff like that. That's going to be good for him. The number 8, they talked about Damian Lillard staying in Rip City. Damian Lillard is going to be now the face of the franchise if he wasn't already. Now that LaMarcus Aldridge looks like he's going to definitely leave. There's no Nicholas Batum. Wesley Matthews sounds like he might be leaving. Then you also have Brook Lopez that might be leaving too. So I don't know. Portland's you're gonna have I don't know. It sounds like a rebuilding mode. They were a playoff team. Now it sounds like they could be one of the teams that be no longer contending. Especially they only have Damian Lillard. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great player and everything, but I don't know with the tough West if he could hold that deal. Butler got the max deal with the Bulls. That's so he definitely got a good move there because he bet on himself on that 1-year deal. And then the last one that just recently happened, the Kings clear space for the top free agents. That is very shocking. I thought, because it doesn't make sense, because they don't get the A+ tier guys. They just cleared about $16 million in cap space, but it's from the rumors are they got 3 players they're trying to lock in: Rajon Rondo, Monte Ellis, and Wesley Matthews. So yeah, you might be able to get 2 out of the 3, or maybe 1 out of 3 with the cap space you just created. But that was very costly. You traded 3 draft picks and 3 players, so that's 6 players you just lost to the 76ers. Sure, Sam Hinkie just got more draft picks than he needed, but I think he has the right mentality because he knows he can't attract any big free agents right now. And so with him, he's acquiring a lot of assets, and that makes more sense to get some young talents and expiring contracts that way and be flexible. Just like what happened with Houston. They got bad for a little bit and they were accumulating so many assets. This is where the problem with Sacramento, they're trying to get good because their owner wants to and all that, and their fan base, but they might have to try to be patient and get some nice hits off drafting. I think you guys spend more time on drafting. That's what I would have kept the draft picks, because you're not going to get out of the West that easy. Again, go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe on what you thought of the top 10 stories and headlines for today. Thanks.